Everybody, Dan Knowles, Mega Social, and here this afternoon with Al Mullin talking about a whole range of things to do with food and food businesses and getting started in the food industry. So one or two of you who are on mine or Alan's friends list, Al's friends list, might remember us both from school. Went to school together. We also went to the same university as well. But we didn't speak for a few years, never really sort of crossed paths, but saw what we were both doing in business and decided to reconnect and get back in touch. And so it's really exciting to be here today because Al, since leaving university, has become a bit of a specialist in food. And so anybody who's interested in starting their own food business, hopefully you'll pick up one or two tips from this today. So I'm going to kick straight off, go straight into it. Hi Al. Hi. You've started this blossoming career as a food blogger. You're a foodie, a food specialist. How's that all come about?
Basically, I've always been into food. I think from really young age. My parents are both quite good cooks. My mum's more of a traditional sort of home cook, and then my dad does more sort of Raymond Blanc sort of things with fish, a little bit more flary. And basically I just started cooking myself and just really got into going to like nice restaurants and just eating good food basically. And so there was inklings about me becoming a chef, but I'm pretty glad that I'm not a chef now because it's a really tough job.
Stressful.
It's really stressful and social hours. So I'm glad, and I do like it as a hobby. I love cooking, but I don't like the pressure of everything. I mean, I get stressed with cooking my parents like a 3-course meal or something. So,
it's hard work.
Yeah. So basically, a year and a half ago, I started doing a food blog and using Twitter because I wanted to get more involved in the food scene around Cumbria and everywhere else really. So I just wanted to use it as a news sort of news feed so I can know what's going on really.
So is it kind of restaurants and stuff around here?
Yeah, it's I've done a couple of blogs about restaurants recently. They're not really reviews, they're just what I've experienced in there really. It's mostly about recipes that I've made up. I mean, I did a few at uni that I still make today, you know, and there's some product reviews on there, which, you know, things like toasty sandwich maker, you know, was there because I've used it all the time and it's a really good one, and you know, it's just sort of things like that. I sort of want to use it as just, you know, get the information out for people, and if they like it, then that's brilliant. If they use it, that's even better.
Yeah, and so, you know, using social, using the blog is a really good way to kind of build that personal brand and tell people that you know about food, you are a specialist, you understand it, you've got a good palate, and so it's a good way. I suppose a good way to kind of push that image and personal brand out. So before we're talking about something very exciting, new business that you're working on, and by the way, if anybody's got any questions, click on like the footage, put the questions in, and we'll make sure that Al can help answer anything that you've got in terms of food. But you spoke before about you were telling me about your new startup business that you've got working on at the moment, and this sounds really exciting. So what's the business? Tell us about that.
So the business is Wolf Down Snacks, and basically I'm just gradually starting doing, at the moment it's just nuts, so beer nuts, so basically sweet salty nuts that you have with it, you know, a pint basically. So gradually past, I think it's probably started about 6 months ago, started developing this recipe, and basically using social media and, you know, the internet and finding out about how other people do, you know, snacks for pubs and stuff, and basically it's just developed in that. And so we came across, had the Wolf Down name, so your Wolf Down Foods, that's where it comes from. My sister's a graphic designer, so she's done the branding, and basically just started giving it away to my friends, and just starting to, you know, become like these.
The reaction really was good. I take it.
Yeah, so
people like them.
At the moment, we're selling, or I'm sort of they're selling them at the factory tap, which is in Kendal, which happens to be my dad's pub, and it's going down really well. So at the moment, just sort of developing other avenues and how I'm going to up production, just things like that really. So basically I've started off really small, and just getting the foundations right, I mean, and getting the recipe sort of spot on, and I'm still just working out how to do, at the moment I'm doing salted caramel chili nuts.
Right.
So that's the one that's actually in the tap at the moment, so I've got good feedback. Still not quite right, but...
What other flavours are there?
There's been lots of ideas. There's been egg and bacon, one of my friends
right.
Egg and bacon.
Yeah.
What other ones have there been? Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic?
Yeah, just lots. Too many.
You should do one of the Walker's adverts. Pick a flavour somewhere.
Yeah.
I think the important thing for me about all this is that actually starting a business doesn't take masses of investment, doesn't take lots of seed capital up front or anything like that. Sometimes if you've just got a passion for something and a hobby that you're really keen on, very quickly you can develop that and find people that are interested in what you do, and that sounds to me like is what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, in Cumbria itself, there are so many little small producers,
micro kind of food producers,
especially food as well. And you've just seen, you just see gradually they're building. I mean, there's
lots of it. It's kind of farm shops and breweries, and it's all kind of really popular now. That sort of localized idea, local food, local producers, reduce carbon footprint, and actually getting the food to the end user, to the seller. And so I think there's a lot of space out there for what you're doing, and especially then it becomes, the quality is much better. It's not mass produced, it's not full of chemicals, it's just wholesome and good high food. And of course, like you say, Cumbria's got a great reputation for all of that, and so you can, I suspect, piggyback off the reputation of other food producers by virtue of the fact that you're here in Cumbria.
And also what is fantastic about Cumbria is you can speak to these producers and get advice, and there's just a fountain of knowledge out there if you just ask. And
there's a good, I think we were saying before, there's a really good community of businesses in Cumbria, and I think that's really useful to have. So talking about Cumbria, you're here, you literally, I've just found out, right in the middle of Kendal. What we got talking again because of what's going on in Kendal at the moment. And you mentioned the kind of area where the factory tap is. What's going on? What's going on in Cumbria? What's going on in Kendal specifically? What's the business news?
I contacted you because what you were saying about Morecambe and about how it's just starting to get regenerating and the hot desking's better, and how it's just beginning to get
pick and feel. Something good
that's pretty much what Kendal was a couple of years ago. There was, after the financial crisis, a lot of business was really hit hard, and we've actually still been hit hard with obviously the floods at the moment.
Yeah, sure.
But gradually, a few businesses have started up, like small producers just started up. A couple of new bars and and pubs, and nice pubs just around places, and just getting to be a little bit sort of a very nice town to live in, and getting more people coming in and visiting. Which is great, because we don't, being in Cumbria, obviously we're right on the foot of the Lake District. We don't get as much tourism as places like Windermere and side. So it's about trying to get people more into Kendal as well.
Of course.
And the shopping's becoming a lot better now.
Good. Because there was some, I don't think, was there some problems a couple of years ago with the shopping centre and just the centre?
Like a lot of, there still is a couple of problems, but it's gradually getting, shops are getting
re-tenanted,
and it's really going to just try and different things and work with Kendal Beard are just trying to get, and they've just got funding for cycle boxes.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
Cycle boxes around Kendal. I think there's 20.
Right.
10 in one place and 5 in another 2 places.
Right.
And then there's a lot of funding to do with festivals. So Kendal has become a really big festival town.
Right.
We've got obviously the Cumbria Food Festival, or the Kendal Food Festival, which is obviously one of my favourites. That was earlier this year. I think that's the 5th year it's been happening now.
Right.
We've got the International Comic Arts Festival.
Right.
It's in October, and that's even mentioned by Jonathan Ross on his radio show.
Ah, goodness.
So we had the artists.
It's good publicity then.
Yeah, really good, and it's got a lot of. There's the Kendal Mountain Film Festival as well.
Right.
So getting a lot of people coming towards Kendal for the festivals, and
Yeah.
it's about piggybacking on that and
Yeah.
getting regenerating Kendal, and it's just. I'll show you around today, and might be some ideas.
That we can say about some more.
Yeah, hopefully, because I think it doesn't take. It only takes a couple of businesses to start up, and then other businesses say, "Oh, they're doing something good.
Yeah,
right. We'll do the same." Well, and we've seen that a lot with the bars.
Right.
In Kendal, so a few years ago. There wasn't really anywhere in Kendal, as my dad would say, nowhere you could take your wife for a nice quiet drink on Saturday. Okay, it was all quite loud.
Shouty, bang, stuff that we used to like.
And then the only really way you could have a nice quiet drink is you go out to the country pubs.
Yeah.
Now there's a couple of bars and and pubs that are just more. A bit quieter. You can just go for a nice quiet drink. Some bit of something to eat and so it only takes one bar, and then they see the potential, and then so hopefully that is what's going to start happening. I think it will with restaurants now. There's a few rumours going around Kendal about some new restaurants, which is great.
I think this is the thing, isn't it, with a town centre, is that sometimes you're all competing for your own business. But you need several in order to just attract a crowd to the town. Yeah. So there's a reason for different businesses actually to be working together for the greater good of the town, and then everybody benefits. And then absolutely. Oh, good news then. Good news for Kendal, and hopefully examples that Morecambe can follow as well going forward. So good. So you've got Wolfdown then. Kendal's on the up. Wolfdown's on the up. What is the future for the business? Where do you hope to take it? Where do you hope to see it go to?
Basically, in a year's time, I plan to really sort of start selling to a lot more places. I mean, in 6 months, I'm hoping to up production, maybe even get a little premises on my own. Instead of doing it at home. So I'm only doing small batches at the moment.
Yeah.
If I can up production. Get a network of places, around Cumbria, to have my snacks. And then, so at the moment it's nuts, but I'm just actually starting to experiment with pickled eggs.
Right.
Because I've heard that pickled eggs are going to make a big
comeback. You heard it here first. Pickled eggs are on the up.
Yeah, just a few rumours that, and working at a bar as well. Just thinking, you should do pickled eggs.
Yeah, I know. Everyone likes a pickled egg, surely.
Yeah.
Good. So branching out, little bits of different products and new stuff they can get out there.
Just trying different things. You just got to go for it and try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then
move on.
Yeah, it's just a pickled egg.
It's just a pickled egg indeed. Brilliant. Well, good luck, mate. I think it's brilliant. I think it's great, and I think it's great to see businesses like this. And as we were saying before, I think there's always a bit of hoodoo around starting up your own business, and people think that a business needs lots of input and lots of investment, lots of money and lots of time. And actually, Al's proving that it doesn't, and it just needs you to be interested in what you do, love what you do, have a passion about something, and to get moving forward with it. And it's great to hear that Kendal's on the up, and hopefully Morecambe can follow. So terrific. Al, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Lovely coming to Kendal. Thanks very much, all you lot. So keep following Mega Social. Keep watching for the interviews. Plenty more coming up. If you know somebody who wants to do one, get in touch. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again.